Guys, we have to talk about Wish stock, which has been seeing a massive drop today, but could potentially be a great buying opportunity based off of some new news that's coming out and that not many people are actually looking at. Okay, this stock could be dropping a lot more than it's meant to. And let's take a look at the chart. First of all, right here, you can see we're down over 6% today. We're seeing a massive drop. Now, this is basically just continuing the downwards momentum that we've seen since the earnings call, right? The earnings came out and they were not good. People sold Wish on the earnings, and we're oftentimes, with stocks, will continue some downwards momentum after that happens just because people buy the dip and they're hoping that maybe this stock will shoot back up. And when it doesn't over the next couple of days, they continue to sell off, right? They get rid of their shares. They think that this stock is trash. Now, what's different about this stock and their bad earnings is their bad earnings, right? They were talking about them in their earnings call, and they discussed why their earnings were so negative. Now, what happened with Wish was, in the past, let's take a look at longer time period, they were doing very well in the recent past. And this earnings call was very negative because people were not shopping online as much, right? The world was opening back up during this time period right here, and people weren't shopping online. They weren't interested in buying products on Wish because they could go out to regular stores and actually try on clothes and buy whatever they want in person. And that's why Wish's business model was suffering. Now, what's important to consider, right, is that was able to happen because it was during this time period right here. You can see a massive dip. It was around April to July when Wish was collecting the revenue that they released on that earnings call. And you can see the case counts. These are COVID case counts right here, very low in the United States, extremely low. And what's happened since then is the case counts have actually been shooting up, right? We're on a massive upwards trend case count wise, and there are actually new restrictions being put in place. So what does this mean for Wish's stock price? Well, the reason their earnings were so bad right here was because there were fewer restrictions and people weren't shopping online as much. If there are now more restrictions, right? And I've noticed these even in my state. I'm in North Carolina. And just the other day, I walked into Walmart and I saw a sign saying everyone has to wear a mask. So that is a new restriction that's being placed, and this is just the beginning, right? This is that was not there a couple of days ago. That's just beginning, right? The masks are starting up. Who knows if there are going to be more lockdowns? We don't know what's going to happen. But these cases, you can see, are shooting up rather rapidly. And if we get to the peaks that we've seen in the past, right, way back in November, December, and January, when we saw these peaks, I mean, people would have to do something about it, right? There would have to be some kind of response, you would assume. So if we start getting up that high, and we already are almost there, right? We're almost there. If this doesn't really start just falling off really rapidly, then we're probably going to get here. And that would not be good for in-person businesses, but it would be good for Wish because Wish was really benefiting during this time. You can see over here, right after those massive numbers of cases, the Wish stock was doing incredibly well, right? This is right afterwards, right after all of those peaks, and it saw prices of $32.85, the highest they've ever been. So that would be great for Wish stock if we saw some more lockdowns. Now, it wouldn't be great for a lot of people, I understand that, but when considering Wish stock, it's important to note it would be great for them. So potentially Wish is going to be doing very well on their next earnings. That's my suspicion, at least, right? That because of all of the new restrictions that are likely going to be put in place, Wish could be doing very well in the future. Now, I think this sell-off right here that we're experiencing is unwarranted, really, right? Because it's talking about old news. It's talking about this earnings call. It's not very forward-looking, this huge sell-off right here. They're not looking at what Wish is probably going to be doing as these cases continue to go up, which I expect they will, and what will happen when there are more regulations put in place regarding in-person interactions and businesses, which I also expect to happen, fortunately or unfortunately for you, based off your portfolio or what you want to do in real life. All we can really do is trade as intelligently as possible, right? Looking at all the information. So that's my thesis, right? I think Wish is probably going to be going up in a dramatic way in the future. And that's not to say, I will add this. That's not to say that Wish isn't going to be shooting down anymore over the near term, right? People obviously haven't realized what's going on with Wish, and it could continue to drop off a little bit over the coming days and weeks. However, I think that given enough time, people will realize what's going on, and Wish will actually be releasing more numbers on their next earnings call coming out in a couple of months. And people will realize, hey, this company's doing a lot better than we thought. We ought to buy some more stock instead of sell it. So that's what I think is going on with Wish. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.